Racing Outside. I'm Chris Prue in the North Conway studio, and we are going to talk running. We've brought in the expert Emily Eastman from the White Mountain Milers Running Club. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
It is finally summer here in the Mount Washington Valley. Time to run. Let us start with one of the most popular events the White Mountain Milers is known for, the Whitaker Woods 5K. Give me a little bit of an overview of that race series.
Yes, so the White Mountain Milers Summer Series. It's a 5K run or a 2-mile walk, and it's been going on for a really long time. I was trying to figure out some dates recently, and I believe it started as a fun run. A lot of locals sometimes still call it the fun run instead of the summer series. And it started, I believe, back in '79.
Wow. And
then years later, they started calling it the Summer Series, and it started being like officially timed and awards and that sort of thing. But Tim Livingston, local running legend, has been the race director for about 17 years and just recently stepped down and I stepped in. So I'm newly the race director, and our first run in the series starts next Tuesday, the 6th.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, and thank you for stepping in to continue this fun run. And I think most people think of it as the fun run because it's competitive as you want it to be, but the whole community shows up, and you have people of all different levels and experience, and it's just, it's kind of a good time.
Yes, a very good time. I know people who go to it to meet people in the community, make friends if they're new to the area. I think that's actually how it first began, talking with Steve Dowling. It sounds like that's how a lot of people met people in the area. But it's free, and that's so unique and special. And you talk to people outside of this area, across the country, and things like this don't exist. A weekly running series that is free, that is just so open to like people who really want to push themselves and race, or just get outside and be active each week.
That is awesome. Let's talk about how to get involved in the race. So it is on Tuesdays?
Tuesdays, so first one June 6th, and it runs through August 15th. We are taking 2 Tuesdays off this summer. The 4th of July is on a Tuesday this year, so we have that one off, and then August 8th. And but each Tuesday night, 5:30 p.m. at Whitaker Woods, right here in North Conway. And just show up a little bit early. It's really easy to sign up. You get a number, and you just have to remember that number in your head. And it's free. You run the course. It's marked, easy for you, arrows in the woods on the course. And when you cross the finish line, you give your number, and the timing is kept track of. So
that is the hardest part, is remembering your number as you cross the finish line, because following the course is easy. It's well marked, and there's a big crowd that you can chase after, unless you're in the front, which I will never be. But when, every time I go through the finish line and they're asking for my number, I'm just like, okay, please don't vomit, please don't vomit.
Exactly.
But it is a lot of fun, and kind of you guys keep track of everybody's time, and my goal each year, because I'm getting slower and slower, is just to gradually, get better each week, or to challenge myself to see if I can set a new PR for that season.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more just a race or a challenge against yourself. Just my motto is to complete, not compete. So just complete the course, and it's fun. And if you complete the course 6 out of the 9 weeks in the series, you're actually entered into age division prizes at the end, which we're sponsored by EMS. So they give us lots of great goodies to hand out at the end of the season. All
right, well, I'm getting competitive all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So that is the Whitaker Woods 5K series in Whitaker Woods, North Conway. That's going to take place every Tuesday. Starting time is?
5:30.
Okay, but get there a little bit early, especially if it's your first time, so you can sign up. It is free. And then the return of a big event, the North Conway Half Marathon, and that's in September this year?
Yes, Sunday, September 24th. It's been rebranded. It's now called, as you said, the North Conway Half Marathon and 5K. It has always been the White Mountain Milers Half Marathon, but we rebranded it North Conway, and I believe it's the 36th running of the event, which is pretty cool as well. It starts and finishes right here in Schuler Park, and I've always been told it's a fast course. You just run south on the strip to Conway, cross over the covered bridge, you run north on West Side Road, and loop back around.
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive. If you were from Massachusetts and you said, someone said, hey, do you want to go up and run the North Conway half marathon? Oh, a half marathon through the White Mountains?
Right.
But it's on the flat valley floor around the Saco River. And even a schlup like me can.
I think the biggest hill is probably the Burger King Hill.
The Burger King Hill, yeah. And after, as you're working your way on West Side Road, which is just beautiful, you have views of the ledges and the farms around you. As you're kind of working towards the north end of that, it starts to, there's a little bit of a hill, but it's pretty much flat.
I signed up for it years ago, but it was in late October, and I think they've learned their lesson and done it in September because I think we got like a foot of snow that morning. They had to cancel, so I've never actually done it.
There's been all sorts of weather. I know there has been snow, there's been torrential rain, late October. You just never know what you're going to get.
Right. So September 24th.
They moved it to September, and the first year they moved, I think it's only been in September once since they moved it. And I did it, and of course it was like sunny and like 84, and I was like just
a little too warm.
But it's going to be great this year.
For perfect fall, crisp air. Yeah.
Well, and that's part of the allure of doing a half marathon. You never know what you're going to get. You train, hope for the best, and then you take what you get.
Right.
So how do people sign up for this?
Online, probably the easiest thing is just to go to our website, whitemountainmilers.com. And it's actually, we have a new race organization. It's called Elite Feats. It's run by actually a local from Freiburg Academy. He now lives in Long Island, but he's really excited about managing the race for us and putting on a good event. Yeah,
and I think for people who like to race these long distances, for me anyway, anytime I run, really the allure, because I don't really like it, the allure is getting out and just moving forward and always like trying to find the next scenic view or exploring new areas. And so North Conway, such a great location to have
lots
a
of options for views on the course.
So that's the Whitaker Woods 5K series, the half marathon. Any other White Mountain Miler events that we should put on our calendar?
Not at this moment. We do have a lot of exciting and new things happening, but definitely just keep track of. We have a Facebook page and then also a website. We recently rebranded, so we have a new logo and we're working on a brand new website, but our current website is up to date with our events for right now.
Very cool. And what's nice about your website is that it's updated with not just with your events, but you have lots of running events. So if you are into running and are looking for something, you can go to their website and find basically like something each week throughout the region that you can partake in. Yeah,
and probably not an event, but something to just mention. We are a nonprofit, and so most of the money for either membership for the club or the half marathon fees, for example, do go to a scholarship fund, the Gretchen B. Hatch Scholarship, which helps local high school seniors, graduating seniors, so Kennett High School and Freiburg Academy, with just scholarships as they continue with higher education. And I believe the scholarships we've given away over $132,000 in the course of the years of having that scholarship. So very affordable to join as a family member or just a single member of the club. It all goes towards that scholarship, and same thing with the fees for the half marathon.
And it just supports running in the valley. As we mentioned earlier, the 5K is a free event, and I'm sure you couldn't do that without the support of members.
Exactly.
So, and it's a lot of fun. And you guys are a wealth of knowledge because of this. Can you give us a couple of tips? Let's say someone watching is visiting the North Conway area for the first time and they want to go out for a run. What would you recommend?
Oh, definitely Whitaker Woods,
Yep.
right here in North Conway. The trails are just beautiful in there. And so definitely Whitaker Woods. Definitely check out the Freiburg Rec Path. That's very family friendly for a good run or walk. The new North Conway Rec Path, which I think isn't officially open, but it sounds like you can go after hours, and that definitely looks like a great opportunity for the area of the valley.
It's getting close. The community is excited about that for sure. Well, Emily Eastman from the White Mountain Milers, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yes, thanks for having me.
All right, and once again, your website for all running information here in the valley is?
WhiteMountainMilers.com.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
You're watching Outside.